In September 2025, something remarkable happened. For the first time ever, 9 nations generated more than half of their electricity from wind and solar. Together, these countries represent a powerful sign of progress, proof that the clean energy transition is accelerating across Europe. And it's not just the small or sunny ones. Some of the world's biggest economies are now crossing the 50% clean electricity line. Let's take a look, one by one, at these inspiring examples. First up, the United Kingdom. In September 2025, wind and solar together produced 50.4% of the UK's electricity. That's up from 38% just a year earlier. A massive 12-point jump. This is the first time ever that wind and solar have provided more than half of the UK's electricity for an entire month. It's a historic milestone for the world's 6th largest economy, and it shows that even outside the European Union, the UK is still a leader in clean energy progress. Next, Germany, Europe's economic powerhouse and the world's 3rd largest economy. Germany generated 50.3% of its electricity from wind and solar this September, slightly up from 49% a year ago. Just a few months earlier, in June, that share reached an astonishing 58.2%, setting new records. Germany's story is one of persistence, a nation showing that large, industrialized economies can run increasingly on renewables. Then there's Portugal. Despite not being one of Europe's richest nations, Portugal continues to be one of its clean energy champions. Wind and solar provided 57.7% of its electricity in September, up from 52% last year. Portugal's progress proves that it's not wealth, but political will and consistent policy that drives the clean energy transformation. Greece is another inspiring case. After enduring one of the deepest financial crises in modern history, Greece is now powering ahead towards sustainability. In September, it produced 51.6% of its electricity from wind and solar, a leap from 45% a year earlier. A country once known for turmoil is now becoming a symbol of climate resilience. The Netherlands, a nation historically rich in natural gas, is making a conscious choice not to rely on fossil fuels anymore. Its wind and solar share grew from 50% to 56.5% in just 1 year. This shows that even countries with deep fossil fuel roots can successfully transition to renewables when they choose to. And of course, Denmark, the pioneer. Back in the 1970s, Denmark was hit hard by the oil crisis. But instead of doubling down on fossil fuels, it turned toward innovation. Today, that investment pays off. In September, 80.5% of Denmark's electricity came from wind and solar, up from 74% the year before. A living example of what long-term vision can achieve. Lithuania, once part of the Soviet Union, now stands tall as a modern, fast-developing democracy. It generated 71% of its electricity from wind and solar. A truly impressive achievement for a small country that had to rebuild its energy system from scratch. Its Baltic neighbor, Estonia, tells a similar story. Once heavily dependent on oil shale, Estonia has now reached 61.3% wind and solar power, up from 49% last year. A 12-point surge in just 1 year. That's real momentum. And finally, Luxembourg, one of the richest countries on Earth. In September, it generated 70% of its electricity from wind and solar, up from 58% the year before. Luxembourg shows that even the wealthiest nations are putting their money where it matters, investing in a climate-positive future. Together, these 9 countries, from giants like Germany and the UK to small innovators like Estonia and Luxembourg, prove that the clean energy revolution is not a dream. It's happening right now. From North Sea winds to Mediterranean sunshine, Europe is steadily turning away from fossil fuels and toward a cleaner, more stable, and hopeful energy future. Special thanks to John Hanger, who regularly shares such good news data on his Bluesky Social account. John Hanger is a longtime energy policy expert, former Pennsylvania Secretary of Environmental Protection, and a dedicated advocate for clean, affordable energy. Thank you for watching. If you found this update encouraging, please consider subscribing. The more subscribers this channel gets, the more we can reach and encourage those suffering from climate anxiety. because the truth is, there's so much good news happening, we just need to share it.